G'day, mate. How are you? They can hear us, but they can't see us.
No, they can't.
Kathy's saying, "Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting?"
Oh, we are not waiting.
We're here.
We are just we are here.
We're just toying with you for a moment.
Yes. Our voices are really nice.
Yeah.
That should be enough.
Guzno, you can't see us, but here we go. Here we go. Ta-da! Look how awesome we are. All right, Ivan, prepare yourself. Hang on, I'll work this in a sec. I hate that. I so hate that. Yes, the animated series. We were just talking crap for a bit. Oh, it must have. I know why. There's a safety feature in OBS which is obviously not very safe. I've got it configured that when I go to Ivan and I, it toggles the audio, and I'd already toggled it because we were talking beforehand. Well, that's crap. All right, learned something new today. Yeah, well, welcome to episode 29, because I don't think you heard that bit.
Yes.
Yes.
So the bamboo weddings. About how? You know, when you are like, when you do 25 years of married, or then you call it like the silver weddings or something like that.
Yes, yes.
Is that? Yeah, but these are the bamboo weddings. 29.
Bamboo, 29. Episode 29 is bamboo. Well, why not? Indeed. Okie dokie. Let's see who we have in the chat. Let me move Ivan out of here. We have Shay, if he's still here, if he hasn't fallen asleep, because he's been up for the last bunch of hours. We have Teresa, of course. I think Brian Vines has left to do the school run. Graphit, welcome. Who else? Scrolling. Scalda, if you're still here. Some people had to leave early. Kathy, hello. Jacob, hello. Print it yourself, hello. Guzno, of course. Thierry. Martin, Brit Hawks. Thomas Morales.
Here it is.
Joe Paddock. Yes, Teresa is present. Okay, so Joe's going to do a kid run as well. Okay, so it is. Well, you probably saw that we had some animated us. That's us. Look at that. This came about because Amy Double D on Twitter got some stickers made, and they were super impressive. So I decided that I would do the same for Ivan and myself. Ivan was completely unaware. This is the first time he's seen this particular view of himself. So we thought we'd line our heads up and fade through. So I'll put a link in the description later when I think about it. But I tell you what, $15 is what this cost each, but that's all right. So Des Malone is the guy. As I say, I'll put the link. But incredible work for what it is. Couldn't be happier.
Yes.
Do I hear that Walter is here? Yes, Walter is here because I saw someone say Good Morning Country 3D. G'day, Walter. Watching while driving can't be good. Yep, okay. There, don't do that. Hey, Spike.
You said before that she and I have fallen asleep, and that remembered me of a tweet by Joe Bernard. Do you know him?
No.
He's the guy that does replica rockets of SpaceX rockets, but
okay.
for real, with rockets and everything.
Right.
And he did tweet ladies and gentlemen, I have a terrible confession. In a moment of weakness, late last night, I passed out at T minus 50 minutes and woke back up at T plus 30 minutes. I drove all the way down to Florida and couldn't stay awake for the launch. So he went for the SpaceX launch all the way to Florida, and he fell asleep just before the launch and woke up just after.
Oh no! Oh dear, oh dear. Oh.
I don't know how far away is all the way down to Florida, but that's.
Where did he come from?
I have no idea. I don't know where he's based.
We'll assume that it was a long way.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Yeah. G'day, Spike. G'day, Mr. Buttram. And of course,
Nashville, Tennessee. I will search for it.
Okay.
Keep going.
Alex, hello. I wish to apologise to everybody for my 2.25 minutes of stream on Saturday night. I think it was my Saturday night.
That was fine.
Yes, I was trying to prepare our mugshots, and again, somehow, somewhere, OBS went live. So it really needs an on-air sort of big red flashing light, so you know that you're on air. It was the comments that actually let me know that it was streaming, because Walter jumped on. I think Spike jumped on. Yeah, it was. There were some sad people afterwards because they were so excited.
740 miles, 10-hour drive.
Oh, okay.
And he fall asleep.
Yeah. Teresa just missed it. Yeah, fair enough. So yes. Anyway,
you should start doing micro streams on Sunday afternoons.
Yeah, maybe.
Just show your face and cut the stream up.
We'll see how many people we can get online. See, I actually had a static frame of you holding your little CNC milled. See, look, he's still carrying it. He's so excited. I bet you he sleeps with it under his pillow.
It's sharp. It's sharp. No.
It's sharp. Spaces. Yes. Excited because it was Saturday. Yes, that's right, Kathy. And you were awake, and it was okay. So spaces. Well, that leads us into which you don't know. I'm going to push, but Ivan's got t-shirts. Ivan has t-shirts on Bonfire. Spaces the Final Frontier and Spaces Invaders. I know at least Kathy and I have ordered both.
Thank you. Thanks.
But they're not guaranteed. Do you know the minimum numbers you have to get?
5.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I think they are already.
Oh, they're done. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
What is shitty is that you have to pay shipping on each one. That is so bad. I know that's not your fault. I understand the mechanics of why, because they're two separate products. One might have gone live, the other one may not have gone live, but that's still shitty.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway.
That's the fact.
Yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. The other thing that we're trying today on the stream. Oh, is the stream really derping? Oh, don't be like that. Is anyone else having a problem with the stream? I'm not seeing anything derpy, as Teresa so eloquently put it. No derp here, that's good. Because I was literally about to say that I've changed the resolution of my setup to be closer to HD. and that's why I was testing on Saturday, because I dropped it down from 2560, yeah, to 2000 and something. So just trying to perfect things, Yes, FPS should be better, Graphit. According to this, I'm getting 23 frames per second at 2500 kilobits, thereabouts. So yes, again, it's trying to improve all the time, because there's been quite a bit of interest in the way Ivan and I present ourselves side by side. People are still confused. So I began making a tutorial on Saturday, and that's half the reason I went live, is I was recording what I was doing as I was doing it, using QuickTime over the top. So there you go. It was all happening. Print quality is very nice. Okay, good. All right. Well, it was worthwhile. Are you playing with your colours, Ivan, or what are you doing? Yes. Okay, good. So it's not just me. I'm going, holy shit, something's happening.
No, I'm touching buttons.
Yeah. Okay.
There are buttons and I'm touching them.
Yeah. Good. Did I say print quality? I might have said print quality. Oh, that's right. I haven't embarrassed Ivan yet about the 150 grams. I won't actually play the audio of gold for me.
Yeah, but we already talked about me messing up.
Yeah, I know, but I didn't play the evidence.
Oh, okay.
That's right. That's right. Print quality. Yes, that's just one of the. It's the digital print quality that I'm talking about. The RGB-ness of it.
Yeah, RGB. Yes.
Anyway, all right, that's enough rambling. So you've finished the CNC.
Yes, it is done.
It is awesome.
I really like it. It works great, and I had a few things that were like, and I did improve them, and I'm pretty happy. I'm already. I should start recording today. Me using it.
Okay.
For real.
Okay.
So
have
not the time.
So have people that have criticised the build eaten humble pie and said, "Oh, yes, it works"?
Oh no. People still saying, like, people that haven't watched the previous episode still insist and that it is not going to work. And I had a quite an interesting discussion with a guy yesterday that said, "Why are because when I replied to a comment with a question, I'm searching for an answer."
Yeah.
And he said, "Why don't you use slotted 3030 profile?" And I said, "Well, you can ask that question with anything. Why are you using chocolate pie instead of profiles?"
Yeah.
You can ask that question with anything. So I say, justify yourself. Yeah. Why do you think that I should use it, taking into account that I know that it's harder to get, just in case someone wants to reproduce my work? It's more expensive. It's harder to work with because whenever you want to try to put something in the middle, like I did with the Rhodes or anything, it's not. There is a slot in there. So and that started a chain of replies. One guy accused me to try to redraw the kinematic laws of the universe or something like that.
Oh my God!
No, man, it works. It melts, and why? And I was saying, instead of suggesting me to use 3030 slotted profiles, I could be suggested to use cast iron.
Sure, why not?
Because it's what if I'm here and you suggest this, why don't go here?
Yeah.
Or here, and the thing is, I stopped there because it works for my needs. If you try to mill, if you grab a stock this big of steel, I will not make a dent on it. But for aluminium, I think everybody should know that you don't need such a huge and expensive machine to work with aluminum.
Sure, exactly.
That you can do with much less.
Yeah, totally.
Yes.
And you've proven it.
Yes, yes, and there's people that said I'm a machinist, and I know that that's not how it's done. You are like, I know if you try to use my machine in your work, in your job, in your day job, you are, it's not going to work. But for someone that is in his garage or at home trying to do like something like this, saying to him that you will not be, or to her, you will not be able to do something like this unless you spend 10,000 euros or whatever it. Like that's really a bad. It's really bad for those people that want to try, because you are telling them things that are objectively not true. Like those are lies. You can do almost anything with them.
Sure.
I should have tried to do it with wood. I think that would have pissed even more
more people off. Yes. Yeah, but balsa wood.
Yes, or with like drywall. Make a CNC out of drywall. Something really weird.
That'd be your next challenge.
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
That would have been, I think, even easier, because drywall is really easy to work with.
Oh, yes, of course.
And with drywall, it would have been stiffer. It would have disintegrated instantly. Drywall and vibrations. Hey,
hi, Fernando. Hi, 3D Printing Llama. I was going to mention that Thierry has built himself a CNC.
And there is a very good point on what he says. He says that he has an MPCNC, a mostly printed CNC,
yep,
which is a machine that is open source and has, I think it's 12 millimeter stainless steel rods that move the XY in a cross configuration. And there is the thing, those are steel rods, but whenever you are working with a profile, the more mass you have away from the center of the profile, the more momentum it has, and that makes it stiffer.
Right.
So even if it is a steel core, it's all the mass is very near the center of the profile.
Okay.
So it will be much stiffer, something that is thinner but has the mass away from the center than those steel rods.
Yeah.
It's not only the material, but what matters.
Okay. Good. Yes, because Thierry has actually done quite a good job, which for some reason isn't tagged JTOG29, because I missed it, but it's now come back to me that I will be going searching very soon for something in particular that Thierry has done with his MPCNC. Hello, Stephen Bartels.
It has to do something with shiny lights?
No, actually.
It's not that. Okay.
No. What do you know that I don't know? Shiny lights.
You have been talking with someone somewhere about shiny lights, haven't you?
Possibly. I can't even remember who.
Maybe lasers?
Oh, lasers, yes. Yeah.
Lasers.
Oh, pew, pew, pew.
Yes.
Shay's hit it on the head. People just lack imagination.
Yes. Yeah, that's and she mentioned that I've seen a concrete CNC before.
Oh, okay.
And that's a very easy to make a weird shaped machine, like a CNC mill. If you build a mill which has the table, the table moves and the tool is fixed, making that huge bridge that will hold the tool very, very steadily and very stiffly.
Yeah.
That's pretty easy to do hobby in a hobby way like at home. With concrete is really easy.
Okay. Yeah.
Very easy.
Very, very easy. Relatively easy. Yes. Apparently, I've made Thierry cry. He was waiting for me to tag it, and he was sad that I didn't tag it with a crying emoji. You know. Yeah, lol. Exactly. You had all last week, buddy. You had everything. You had the winning entry in the cantilever. You had all the things, and half of the things I think we've got tonight you've tagged, but you didn't tag your own brilliant thing, which I was super impressed with. So, But actually, we have a few people in the comments whose stuff we've cherry picked for this evening. Yes, I'm a big meanie, Teresa. I am absolutely a big meanie, and you all know it. That's why you come and watch, because I'm a big meanie. No?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Bertrand is. I was reading the comments because Mr. Bertrand asked Thierry if an MP-CNC will cut aluminium, and Thierry says that yes, it will. It will.
Yes, it will. Okay.
Hey, I saw this video that you were going to talk about.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So, coincidentally, Fernando is in the chat. Not always here, but funnily enough, he got the first thing tonight. And this is Fernando's incredibly silly but brilliant idea. This is a hand-drilled 1.75 nozzle. So the nozzle has a 1.75. The filament,
and he prints with 1.75.
And the filament is 1.75 also. Okay. So what we effectively have is noodles. Look at it.
Yes.
The floppy little noodles. Silly but brilliant. Yes, exactly, Graphite. And it's just amazing.
Yes. That's a thick line. I'm trying now to do prints at 0.8 nozzle with a 0.8 nozzle. Yeah, and that should be my next step. Like the parts of the tank would be much faster to print like that, like with that.
Yeah. Absolutely, they would, because you're only using 0.4, yeah.
In all my printers, but one.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying with one to do a 0.8. I'm doing a test print now, which it failed. Like I left it trying like this weekend, but a Printer Pro has sent me a special shipment of emergency filament, which are 5 kilogram spools.
Good.
And the spool that I had attached to that printer unspooled itself a bit, and then rolled around one of the around the axle of the spool holder, and it stopped printing.
Oh.
But now I'm repeating the attempt.
Oh.
No, it was. I didn't lose too much filament, which would have been a pity. And it just a couple of days of print.
Okay.
Not that bad.
It's still frustrating. Anytime a print fails, it's frustrating. Thierry,
but it would have been worse if it had been one of the nicest prints that I'm trying to do. One of the good prints for the tank.
Yep.
Because the ones that I'm doing now are at 105 hours. So if one of those fails, like it would have
it hurts a lot. Yeah. Thierry is doing a 90-hour print, Thierry, right now? I think it's 90 hours. It's like 5 days. So
yes.
Yeah, just mental. 110 hours.
Weekly prints.
Yeah. Whew, there you go. All right. Next item. So this is the Bugman Pillars of the Community community print. He has developed some pillars, as you can see there, and with prominent people's logos on them, which is rather
Yay!
cool. It's actually really cool. Very, very clever initiative. This came directly after, the spaceman Phil with the helmet that opened up. The idea of the previous Phil was Phil bin, was that it didn't go onto any sharing sites, and it lasted this long before someone actually put it up on a sharing site or something similar. So that's good. Next random.
Now that Brian joined us, Brian Bynes is here.
Yes.
I wanted to say that if anybody from the Philippines tried to print a Philbin, it would have been a Philippine Philbin.
Yes, Philippine Philbin. Yes, and you waited for Brian.
Sorry.
That is
And I'm
exactly
sorry.
why you waited for Brian. Oh dear. Who's going? Who's going? Someone's going. Bye. Oh,
Thierry
Thierry.
is
Yeah. Okay.
going.
Bye. See you, Thierry.
I'm going to do a mural with the faces of everyone in the chat, and we are going to have them like in a wall behind me. And
Yep.
whenever everyone shows up or leaves, I will be like putting them up and down.
No, put a backlight on them.
Yeah.
We'll turn a little.
No. It's much better to do mechanically. It's
Okay.
harder, not
Okay.
complicated.
All right. Cool. This one is also another print that was pretty much successful, but coincidentally Jacob is in the chat. Jacob was having a lot of print issues with this particular model. Essentially, around the mouth here on his previous version, you can just see a slight sort of banding there. He had these massive lines coming out of it. Now, the community was good enough and made various suggestions. Even Wexter had the same problem on his CR10 with his own model, so he couldn't really figure out what was going on. So Jacob, at the end of it, got a good-looking model, and obviously we're pretty happy that he got there in the end.
Yes.
All right. So with your tank, I'm going to just jump between things. The giant wheelie things. What are the 100-hour ones?
The ones that haven't been synced yet. I can show you the if you want. I can show you.
Only show anything that's relevantly and public, But,
yeah, I will go and grab one. Okay. I will show you what the parts that I'm printing substitute.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
You do that, and I'll what will I do? I'll do a song and dance. I'll read the comments. Philippine. Jordan printed his, and his were missing the glasses.
This is the part.
Yes.
This is the part, and the new one will take 105 hours to print.
Yep.
105.
So 105 hours for one wheel, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it has 12.
And how? Yeah, mwah. I definitely said public. Absolutely, I would not have said anything else.
Publicly.
That's a really long time. Yes, it is indeed.
Yes. Hey, Brian!
Teresa's asking, is it solid?
Oh, no, it's not solid at all.
No.
It's 105 hours, and it is almost all of it is air. It's the entire printing volume of a CR10 almost.
Yep.
But it's not. I'm doing here one Brian Bynes joke.
Oh, that's the joke counter. Hang on. I'm going to try. I've got to do something over here because of all the resolution changes that I've done. Oh, actually, that's all right. That's all right. Oh, I can't quite see your board. I was going to say, there's the wide view of you. That's been resized. Oh, here we go. BV 1. All right, good.
We should have Brian like on hold.
Yep.
In a small window in here. There.
Yep.
Here.
Somewhere. Yep.
Like, yes, something like that. With Brian here in a small window.
Yep.
And whenever he wants to make us enjoy one of his jokes, he presses a button.
Yep.
An arm goes off, and he can tell the joke.
Okay, that sounds like a plan. He and I will work out something. I'll allow him to do a web call that turns on the with a Y, BRY.
I could do the show like this and draw things on.
Yeah, make it a Y. Turn the I into a Y.
Why?
Because he's a Y. Yes. See, Y for yes. Joke cam. Yes, joke cam would be half funny.
Yes, the joke cam. Nobody has that. There are comedians that do jokes because that's their podcast. But a joke cam, that will be only us. The first one, the pioneers.
Joke cam. All right, I'll think about this. Even if it's an electrode that goes to my elbow or something that says push the button, that's what I'll do.
So it's going to end up like you are going to botch the most complex podcasting machine ever.
Oh, absolutely.
700 keyboards glued together and strings and like.
Yes, correct.
Also, like, like one of those drummers from heavy metal groups that have the drum set that goes 360 all over them.
Yeah.
The same for you, but all monitors.
Correct. Absolutely. I've already figured it out. I'm going to give Brian access to a Dropbox folder, and I'm going to pull the assets straight from the Dropbox folder. And if he puts a transparent PNG, it'll be nothing. But if he replaces it with his ugly mug, then his ugly mug will appear. That's how I'm going to do it. I'm actually going to try that because that sounds feasible. So, all right, back to reality. We were doing something. Oh, here we go. Graphit's still in the house. My God, does this man do some stuff? So, Graphit has decided that he's going to conquer the world with his printing and painting. Look at this.
That looks nice.
That looks very, very nice.
Wow.
All right, have a look at that.
You should
go.
He should try to do something with Adam Savage. Like try something.
Yeah, well, there's probably, I reckon there's 2 degrees of separation between Graphit and Adam Savage. There wouldn't be many people that don't know someone who knows Adam. So, you know, I reckon it would be close. Now, I haven't got to the best bit. So, obviously this is fantastic, but I can't show it. Have a look at the handle. You can see artifacts on the handle. I'll put my... So, have a look here after the text goes. Have a look there, right? So you can see little blobs and blotches.
Yes.
And that was to do with the print orientation. Look what happens. See, you can see there?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, if I go here and I go here, look what happens when you change the print orientation. So that was the original, and it was lying flat, obviously, and you can see, obviously, the spirals. But that is when you print it on its end. Much fancier. So that was Mr. Rhodes who suggested that one. So that was very, very cool. Who's next? Matt from Matt, Jake from State Farm. This is straight filament. No polishing. No painting.
What?
Yeah. This is Polyalchemy Abyss.
On what printer?
I don't know if he said Ender 3. E3D V6. So that is that's the result. Unless he's done something fancy and I just don't know about it. But that's oops. There. I can hardly see anything, and I'm looking at it close up. Yeah. Ender 3 with what nozzle? E3D Online V6, I believe it was. Yes, Knucking Futz is completely right, Mr. Buttram. Tetra 3D print, hello. All right, this one's interesting because it's a resin print that's been painted up and mocked up.
That's That's I know what that is.
It's an Amish sawmill.
Yeah, but I saw that one of those working on Avon79's Instagram account.
Ah,
Yes, there's the log.
there's
Do
the
you
log.
know who Avon79 is?
I do not.
You should try. You should search for him on not only on Instagram. He has a very fun to watch Instagram with vintage tools and all, but also he has an amusing YouTube channel where he uses vintage machining tools to work with very heavy stuff, like huge axles, and very fun to watch.
Okay.
And he showed one of these working, and he showed one of these working, and in the same place they had one woodworking shop with power tools that were powered. All the tools in the shop were powered by the same motor. They had an axle that ran through the roof, through the ceiling of the shop.
Yep.
And huge belts that were to each machine to make it move.
And I've seen Amish. I literally have watched some shows about how the Amish do it, and they push the belt off a larger wheel to give it slack, and then it just stops the machine because it stops spinning. Obviously, it just keeps spinning on the axle.
No electromagnetic clutches.
Yeah, exactly. Not too much electronic there. Okay, back to Graphit's question. Is that printed? Yes. According to this, it's on the Moai and it's at 60 microns. Finished with Valet colours, Valet, 187th scale, so tiny. So I guess that's N gauge, because 1/72 I guess is normal sort of HO. I don't know. I'm trying to think of soldiers from my back in the day. Yes, it was very, very nice indeed. Now Mia is not with us tonight. However, this is one of her latest creations, a multicolour cupcake. She calls it a muffin, but I'm not saying it's a muffin. I'm going, it's a cupcake. It's not a muffin, is it?
I have no idea the difference between a cupcake and a muffin.
Okay, Jordan has it correctly identified. Food.
Food, which is not food.
Yeah. So she's got the vanilla bean marble, which she always calls a muff cake. Oh, Shay, I'm so sad that I actually read that out. So she's got the vanilla bean. She's got a goldy sort of toffee sort of colour, and of course the chocolate. So it's a screw type box for jewellery or what have you. So that's a bloody good thing. So there's a couple of those kicking around. She's given the model away to a few people to test on their MMUs. Jordan, did you do one? Did you do one of these? Who did I see like today did one? I don't know. You're going to eat one. Okay, fair enough.
A question popped in my mind right now.
Yes, go.
Has anyone used an MMU with like mixing flexible and not flexible filament? Because that's the only thing that makes me want to try multiple filaments at once.
No, what you're after then is something like a diabase or an octo. Is it octo head? Octo head, I think. The tool changer.
No, but if you have double extrusion, it doesn't have to be with an MMU. It could be dual extruders.
Okay, so
I think the M10 or the A10.
A10M.
Mixed it.
Yeah.
Then has anyone tried to do that with two different materials?
Well, if I bothered to actually plug mine in, I've built it, but I haven't powered it up yet. How typical. So yeah. But
Bugman.
Yeah, Boxman. Okay, Boxman, exactly.
You are going to get very very rich in an auction in the future.
Correct. Still in box.
You will have everything unopened.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
it's still
So,
in the Amazon box and the original box.
correct.
That would be
Teresa, Crane Quad comes in May. Kathy's saying hers is still in the box. Did I see Pokon being mentioned something? Is he here or is he printing it?
yes, mint in Amazon box.
Yeah, mint in Amazon box. Quite correct. I saw Pokon's name mentioned. Wasn't me, Pokon. Yes, it might be Pokon who was printing the cupcake. That would actually make sense. Tell me though, Ivan, is flexible filament printed approximately the same temperature as? Because
Yes, yeah.
because that's going to be the biggest challenge. If there's a material requirement heat wise.
Yeah, but if you have two different hot ends, two different extruders, and everything.
Okay. If you have if you've got IDEX, yes, but A10M is one. It's a Y into one nozzle.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is a true mixer in that you can do a percentage of the left filament and a percentage of the right filament, and you can do a gradation or gradient for the entire model. You can tell it how much filament is being used, how many meters, and it will gradually introduce more of the right until you get from 0 to 100% at the start to 100% 0 at the end. So it changes between them. Looking. Brian's MMU2 is still in the box. Apparently, TPU is printed hotter. Thank you, Jacob.
But hotter than what?
Than PLA. I'll always assume the other material is PLA.
Yeah, I'm starting to print now with PTG because the Pulse XC is the only printer that I have that doesn't get clogged with PTG due to the Bontech extruder that will push that thing through the tubes like no matter what.
It will lift the printer off the desk.
Yes, and break the desk as long as the filament doesn't break. But yeah, PLA is much easier to work with.
Okay. Good. All right, this one's a beauty. This is for the troubleshooters amongst us. Now, some of you already know. Oh, g'day, Red Light. Some of you already know the answer to this. Hi, James. Sonic Alchemy.
I think I know the question, but I don't know the answer. Is this? It was Angus was?
No, this one's Filament Frenzy. So this is Tom. So for 2 days, his prints have been failing on the Prusa machine.
Whoop.
And like the guy's a wizard, as we all know. Okay, and he can't get his stuff to print or stick to the bed. It's the PEI sheet. It's the normal. Everything's normal. See the printer next to it?
Yes.
See that fan?
May I will give me a second. I will be right back.
Okay. So Ivan has apparently struck something similar. Now he can still hear it.
I can hear you.
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yes, and we can hear you too. Who else is here? Yes, Gone with the Wind. Correct, Shay. Just reading.
I'm here.
You're here? Okay, good. I'm glad you're here.
2 photographs.
All right, let me switch to you. Okay, all yours.
Okay.
Down a little bit. There. What are we looking at? Oh, you just got a notification.
A notification.
More notifications.
No!
All right, what are we looking at?
This is the Devo Tornado.
Oh my God, another
Come
one.
on!
This is like me with
That's
Twitter in the morning. Okay.
Tevo Tornado.
Yes. Oh, and
And
you've got a little vent.
yeah, there is no, that's a piece of foam on top
Yeah,
of it.
sorry, it's direct. It's venting it away. Oh, it's
I did leave so you can see that
yes, I see.
there is a fan in there.
Yeah, yeah,
And just because I thought that that could happen, because the fan was blowing air straight to the bed of the CR10 that is next to it.
yes,
I put that in there just in case.
yes. Well, apparently
Right.
that is exactly what Filament Frenzy struck. That
Those are the tricky ones.
the printer is like a cyclone. It's like a jet engine. Apparently, it blows so you know. Oh my god.
The thing is that if the thermistor of the bed of the Prusa is not near where the fan is hitting, the bed is going to get cool down on that side, and that's enough for the part to not stick.
Correct.
And that will mess everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Now, coincidentally, I had. I'll switch around. I had a thing last winter, so our July. This is something that I had. So in my makerspace, Brian Vine's got another one. Yes, what the duct? Yes. So this was a real world problem I had. So my makerspace, which is a room in the apartment, is very cold because it's the doors are closed so the cats don't get in. Okay. So I had a heater in the room, and I had it at 20 degrees. Okay. And then I don't know why, but I changed it to 14, and then I changed back to 18. Look at the side of the print. The ambient temperature of the room actually caused the print to go mental. Like,
if you print in base mode and you have a print that is tall enough, you could see even when you go past by the printer.
yes, with the breeze. I understand.
Yes.
So this was clearly not vase mode, as you can see. This was a mural part for 3D Maker Noob.
Yeah.
That's how long that project's been going.
That's red.
Yes, yeah, correct. So it's a thing. Like, it's amazing how much breeze and ambient temperature can actually make a difference. Which is why I did bother to do that little example, because it actually shows what's going on. More fans. You ducked up there. Lovely. Okay, we're all having fun with the childish behaviour, and that's fine too.
Oh yes.
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 So what else? What's been happening elsewise?
Well, I have lots of filament now. 50 kilograms of filament that the Printer Pro sent me as an emergency shipment.
Very good.
And all my printers are working now at full pace, apart from the Pulse XC, which is still on trials, which is now trying to print PETG. But all the things that I did wrong with it are now mended, so it prints now.
Yep,
I'm doing a few tweaks here and there, so I can put it in my production schedule.
Yes.
It can rotate with the rest of the printers.
Yeah.
And I'm now making calculations so the long prints don't finish on a weekend.
Right.
So
yes.
I can keep going. And yes, I will have to do. I'm printing links on now exclusively on the Mega i3, which will be doing links.
You mean the Anycubic M? They've changed its name. They've changed their entire product range's name.
The same printer is now M.
Anycubic M. Something about people copying their brand or some bullshit, right? But it's Anycubic M is the Mega. Anycubic S is the Mega S. That's fine. Anycubic C is for the Chiron or Chiron. Okay.
Yes.
And what do you expect the Anycubic? What do you expect the Anycubic Predator designation to be? Using everything I've just given you.
K.
Close. D.
What?
Yeah.
It's a delta. It's a no. That's not a delta. It's a delta.
I don't know, but I quizzed them, and they said, yeah, good pickup. I said, because I literally tweeted. I said, okay, so it's MSCP. Fantastic. I've got it all. Oh, hang on, it's not P. You've made it D. Why? And they wrote, good question. That's literally what they wrote back. So someone in marketing needs to be sacked.
No. I know what is it. Like, capital P and the D are the same letter instead of, apart from the tiny tail.
No, a lowercase d and a lowercase p, maybe if you spin it round, hang on, p, no, that ends up as a b.
Yes.
You have to flip, you'd have to flip it this way, vertically.
Double flip. No, you should
oh, my brain hurts.
Horizontal flip.
Yeah,
yes.
oh. Yes, Scalder, it might be a delta, but if they release another delta, what are they going to call it?
It's going
D2?
The P?
No, they should be calling it a friggin' P.
No. They are going to release another delta that was going to be called the dynamic, and they will call it the P.
Yeah, they'll call that one the P. Yeah, just because. Why not? Part of their delta force. There you go. P to the D. Oh, that was just hard work. All right. So you mentioned before. Go on. Sorry. Go.
No, I was going to ask. I think I haven't finished watching it yet. But have you seen Destin's from Smarter Every Day?
Certainly have. Yes, I did.
The last one?
Yes, today's one. The last 15 years of his life.
What? Like, I knew he was working on something about rockets, but what the? Like, I'm not sure if that's a nice job to have or a really scary job to have, but that was really cool.
Yeah, well.
But
has anybody else seen the Smarter Everyday video from today or in the last 24 hours or so? It's worth watching. It's worth watching if you know Destin and Smarter Everyday.
Yes. Because and you see him, he's such a nice guy, and then you see him like with the machine gun in the helicopter.
Yeah, he's got a minigun. He's escaping out of a simulated sunken helicopter. Man.
But I think he showed the video where he's trying to escape from the helicopter, something similar.
Yep.
But he didn't explain why did he have to do the training.
Oh, in case the helicopter crashes.
Yeah, but he didn't mention that it was because he was going to do recording on War Games.
He didn't explain why he released the escaping from an underwater helicopter video. Right, yes.
Are you a secret agent from the Australian service or something like that?
I cannot confirm or deny.
Deny. But yes.
Yes, his bicycle reverse steering is a bit of a head F. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Where you turn the bike one way and it's
extremely tempted to make one.
Yeah. Well, you've got the space. You've got the workshop that you can crash happily.
I ride my bike regularly on my shop.
Oh,
when I need to think, yep. I go run and run. It's
really?
Super fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
good.
It's more than big enough.
Of course. Well,
and when I cannot ride my bike anymore inside the shop, it's time to
get a bigger shop.
Not to organize everything, because in last week's video, I mentioned it on the video, and I sincerely had to how do you say?
Clean up.
But I had to clean up because I couldn't find my tools.
Now, there was a specific tool that would be an obvious tool that you could not find. What was it?
I have seven Phillips screwdrivers.
Yep.
And I couldn't find any.
Right.
That's the turning point. Like say, if you cannot find a screwdriver in my shop, you have to clean up.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, because I obviously am privy to certain things before the videos come out. But yeah, it's quite funny you saying that you have to clean up to find a screwdriver.
Like I've been trying to get ahead of schedule for like 4 weeks, and I haven't cleaned up for 4 weeks. That's impossible.
Yeah, Phillips hammers. That's correct.
Oh yeah, sure. Look at this.
What are we looking at? It looks like a. Oh, that's a bit. Yeah, that's a bloody.
A ball and meat.
Oh, okay. Jordan.
Now I have more on what to spend money.
Yeah. It's only money. Jordan, your models are going to Murph. How are they getting to Murph? Interesting.
He's going to wear them all.
No, he's not going.
Oh.
While I'm waiting for an answer, earlier you said you had one nozzle that is not 0.4.
What?
You said one of your printers doesn't have a 0.4 nozzle.
Yes.
Can you explain that, or is it top secret? Are you
No,
working? You're working with Destin, building some thing.
No, I'm using a 0.8 nozzle on that. I'm trying to be. I'm making tests.
Yes.
So I can get confident enough that I can move all my printers to 0.8.
Okay.
But I'm not still there. First print,
go on. Sorry.
The first print has come out with lots of gaps between layers.
Okay.
It's not very compact, and as many people comment on my videos, like the filament that I'm using is really nice, and then there is always someone that knows about 3D printing that says the surface quality is shit and it looks really bad. But that's mostly because what I use the parts for. My printers are always over extrude, always.
Yeah.
And I usually try to print a little bit hotter than I should, because I'm really interested in layer adhesion and mechanical rigidity of the parts.
Yeah. So
that's
I was literally going to say, if you go to a 0.8, you're going to slow the print down and more temperature and more multiplier, I guess.
I've increased the multiplier. I've increased slightly the hot end temperature, but I haven't reduced the speeds.
Okay.
And I might put a little bit of tape in front of the hot end fan, just to give it a little bit more margin to heat up the nozzle. But if I have to slow down, I don't want it. I want to go faster.
Well, yeah, exactly.
That's why.
And that was going to be my question. What level of increase or performance gain do you get? 1/3 extra, 1/2 extra, double?
A 30-hour print finished in 18 hours yesterday.
Okay, so you're getting
that's 12 hours over 30.
A third. Okay, yeah.
A third fast.
Yep.
Give or take.
G'day Bart, how are you? G'day Tom.
Hey.
We were talking about your windy cyclone Prussia issue earlier. Yes, absolutely, Scalder. That's not a bad saving at all. 1/3. If you can save a third on across the board, geez, 100-hour print becomes 66.
Yes,
that's very nice.
That's what I'm looking for. I will leave the fine detailed prints that are usually smaller, will be made probably in the Mega i3 that will stay in 0.4, and the two CR10s, the Tevo Tornado and the CR10 Mini, will go to 0.4, to 0.8.
Right.
Hopefully.
Okay. Well,
if the tests end up being good enough.
Yeah. Well, all you can do is try. Because
yes.
you need to do something.
Yes. I need more time, more printers or faster printers.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Does Ivan use? Tom's asking, does Ivan use less perimeters with a big nozzle? So with your 0.8?
No.
No? Okay.
No. Three perimeters, 30% infill, 0.8 nozzle, 0.35 layer height, and that's it.
Okay.
And I keep the speed, the original speed,
All right.
whatever it is, because I don't know what speed I'm trying to print.
You always use 40, don't you? I think, which is slow.
40 what?
40 millimeters a second.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure you do.
Let me-
You don't know it,
I no idea.
but I'm pretty sure you do.
And that doesn't mean much if you don't know the settings of your Marley, of your firmware. So.
Correct. I understand. Here, this is interesting. 0.8 nozzle, one layer is the same as 2 at 0.04. So use 2. That'd be an interesting test, actually.
What?
Tom's saying 2 perimeters is the equivalent when you're doing 0.8. So you will save a bunch of time if you drop it to...
Now that you mention, yeah, I will search, because I have my profile in front of me now. 0.8 profile. I say to it the nozzle diameter is 0.8. And the extrusion width, I have it in manual 0.4, which is wrong. That's wrong, right? That shouldn't be like that.
No, it could be. You're less than the diameter of the nozzle.
2,800 millimeters per minute.
2,800 divided by 60. Where's the... Okay, apparently that doesn't work. Oh, that's 46. My calculator jumped to a different screen.
Is that good, bad?
46.
Should I go faster, slower?
I'm not telling what's good or bad for you, but a lot of people print at 60 regularly.
60 millimeters per minute?
Second. So that's...
Second.
Yeah, so 3,600.
That's 3,600. I'm really wary of trying that because this works.
Of course, that's why I said, because we've had this conversation before, and that's what I'm saying. Yes. I'm not going to tell you what is right or wrong, because you need to do it. That's good for you.
It works.
Oh, there you go. We've got a couple of people going at 40 or 50.
Whoa!
So there you go.
Yeah, and speed makes a great difference on quality. If you have very sharp patterns in your model or something, that makes a great difference.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Hot end can't keep up. That's another scenario. Is the faster you go, and I even said you'll need to slow down.
Yeah, that's the volcano. That's what the volcano is for.
Yeah, of course.
But then you need a really capable extruder to push the filament through the volcano at great speeds. Yes.
Print infill fast, perimeter slow. So wow, there you go. There's so many variables that you'll need to play with. You'll need to decide for yourself.
Yeah. That's the first time that I used slicer to slice a 3D print, like in 2010. I thought that was wrong. That it couldn't be so many parameters for a single print. Like there is no way. The original slicer had pages and pages and pages of every single parameter that could be set up. That was there for me to touch.
Of course.
Change the number. And nothing. I knew nothing, so nothing made sense to me. So I changed numbers like randomly to see what happened.
Yeah. And some of them are so subtle you can't even see the difference.
No, that's some things will happen on the infill inside the part, and once it's finished printing, you will see nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Bye, Brian. You had a score. Oh. You had a score of 2 this evening, I believe.
Yes.
Score of 2. Okay. Very good. 2. Lovely. Next week you must do better.
Yes.
Bart's saying he's soon going to test the double heater for the volcano. Okay.
Double heater for the volcano?
I saw something on Twitter. There's this an enormous heat block volcano. I don't know if it's the same thing Bart's talking about, but this thing was ginormous. I'll try.
I want a pellet extruder with a giant servo motor on it.
Okay.
And that's it.
Super volcano. Oh yeah, look, 2 people have said super volcano.
Super volcano.
Yep.
Like Pompeii volcano. Etna was the volcano in
Yes,
Pompeii.
Etna is one of them, and Vesuvius is the other.
Oh, nasty stuff, those volcanoes.
Yeah, but boy, do they pump out some heat.
There will be someone that tries to print with volcano heat for sure, like eco printing, printing with the heat of a volcano.
Is there any man-made substance that could handle the heat of lava? In other words, could you pipe lava? Could you channel it, like literally through some sort of a pipe, and redirect it, or build barriers out of this imaginary substance I'm thinking of?
Yeah, you will have 2 issues. One is temperature. If the melting point of the tubing is lower than lava, it will melt.
Of course.
But even if it has a higher melting temperature, you will have the abrasion issue, because you cannot forget that it's rock frictioning against the walls of whatever you are trying to make the material of. So
okay, aerogel. Well, I've seen a little block of aerogel like that. I don't know how you're going to get masses of that.
Aerogel is a very good insulator, but mechanically is shit.
Oh yeah,
really
the lava would just squish it. Anything will squish it.
Yes.
Graphit's saying Capricorn tubes, lovely. Lava pipes, very clever. Kathy's saying no. Bart's saying Yellowstone heater block. Teresa, there's the most sensible answer so far.
Titanium.
If they could, they would have done it already.
Titanium has a higher melting point than lava. Then.
Okay.
It seems. And it's mechanically is really good material. Really hard. So it could be.
Bart was joking, which of course I fell for.
Yeah, do you know in this TV show that I went on like a few years ago in primetime television here in Spain, the guy usually does a science like the Jimmy Kimmel, I think. No, Jimmy Kimmel does a science segment on his show, maybe.
I don't watch much of Kimmel, but that's all right.
One of the Jimmys.
Yep.
And this guy in Spain has a show where he does also science stuff. And once they brought to him a couple of aerogel blocks to show in the TV show, and he had one on his hand like this big.
Yep.
And he did let it fall on the floor by accident.
Oh.
And it broke. It was a 9,000 euros block.
Oh, whoops.
In one snap, like nine. The past commercials were just to pay this because
yeah. Wow.
That happens.
Okay.
Insurance. That's what insurance is for.
Yes.
For you and I, it's for when we crash our cars. For those people in the show business, it's for when they drop the aerogel.
Very
expensive
good.
Aerogel.
Absolutely. All right. Teresa is questioning her sensibleness. James is saying everyone hit the like button. Thank you. And I see we're also 10 minutes over, which you may not have recognised.
Yes.
Very good. Shall we call it? I know you've got filming to do.
Yes.
Jordan, let me say that out of every episode we've ever done, we have never had a dislike. If there's a dislike, we will know who to come and get.
It's going to be you.
Yes.
And you are going to be banned forever. Can we ban him?
Yes, absolutely I can ban him. No problem. I can ban him on Twitter as well. but he won't do that. Good night. Thank you, Kathy, for staying up. Sadly, Wellbot wasn't able to make it tonight. He is alive as far as we know. He did tweet today. So yeah. All right, ladies and gents, thank you very much. We will obviously. Oh, are we on next week?
Are we? We are.
We are.
We are.
Okay.
As far
as far as you know. All right. Well, you know, anything can happen in a week, of course.
Yes.
But thank you once again, everybody. We will see you next week. No challenge. If you think of something clever and you want to put it out there, we might do it. But I think next week might be the last because of Murph and other things. No, it might be another one. We'll work it out.
I'm not yet.
We'll work it out. We'll let you know. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Well, I need to do... I know we're still recording. And there. And we need to do that. And now I need to mute.